John, as we looked at tonight's game, and certainly a little bit tomorrow, but when you get to Friday and the Mets and Scherzer and DeGrom back and looking like his Cy Young self, that's why I thought tonight was so important, because Alcantara is a Cy Young candidate. He's a 1.88 ERA. He's given the Phillies a tough time, even though they're now 2-1 in decisions against him, and the team is 3-1 against the Miami Marlins when he pitches. It gives you real hope going against DeGrom and Scherzer, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I would think that after this game today that, if they don't go in, well, first of all, we got to take care of business tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's first and foremost. But, looking ahead, which I hope none of them are doing, but I'll do it for them. Looking ahead, they have to have all the confidence in the world that, yes, we can beat one of the top-tier pitchers in all of baseball. The problem is after tomorrow, they got probably the two top-tier guys in baseball. But, if you're the Phillies and the way you played today, like I said, you got to hope. Who's going to pitch against those two guys? I think Nola's got one of them. And who's got the other?
Suarez Friday.
Yeah, so you just have to ask those guys, keep it close. Keep it close. Give us a chance. Now, the Mets do have a pretty good bullpen, but, I hate to keep we used to say this all the time when we play like, the Braves or whoever back when we were playing. They say, oh, they got a great pitching staff. I say, yeah, we got a great offense. Let's see who bends first. Now, and I think that's the way that the Phillies have to look at things. Everyone talking about, Scherzer, DeGrom, and they're great. Don't get me wrong. They're top-tier pitchers. But the way the Phillies are playing right now offensively, how clutch they've been, they have to go in there and think, you know what, they got to try to get us out. We don't have to, we're going to do our best against these guys, but you have to go the other direction and say, wait a second, why should we think about one run or 2 runs or whatever against Scherzer and DeGrom? They have to try to get us out, and we're swinging the bats well, and we've been clutch. The thing is that you get, maybe not so much with DeGrom, but with Scherzer, he holds the ball and all that, but you can run on him. So if you get on base, you got to force the issue. Schwarber did it tonight against Alcantara. It was the first time he got on base. He's still second base. We saw Stott go first at third. We saw Schwarber go first. You got to be aggressive and make them make plays. And I don't care how good the team the Mets are, and they are a very good team, but you got to force the issue with these guys, especially with Scherzer and DeGrom pitching. You have to force the issue and make them make mistakes because, listen, they will make mistakes. So you got to force it on them, though. Make them make plays, and if they make plays, tip your hat and move on. But you got to force the issue against a team like the Mets and the great teams like that. You have to make them play nervous. And
you play defense, right, Keith Hernandez? Play some darn defense.
It's funny because Keith was texting T-Mac.
Yeah.
And he said something about about everything I've been saying on the air about him.
I just piled on with you.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've known Keith a long time. He knows I'm just playing with him. I could care less what people say about. I didn't care what people said about us when we played. I don't care what they say about this team. But you don't like it, you don't like it. Who cares? But you're going to have to compete to beat us.
Hey, John, just real quick one. Were you a little surprised at how long Don Mattingly kept Alcantara into the game?
Yeah, the thing is, his pitch count was very manageable going into that 8th inning.
71.
But 6 hits in an inning. I don't care what pitcher you are.
I know, and they were quick, too. It wasn't, it was bang, 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 and he didn't have time to think. And that's the thing. I don't care how good you are. You get a couple hits in a row that the pitcher start, the head's like reeling, like, oh, boy, how do I stop this? But, yeah, look, Donnie wants him to win the Cy Young, and I get it. A complete game right there would have been big for him. But, I think Donnie might have looked at it and said, who do I have out there that's better than him right now?
Yeah. Hey, maybe you can go see if we can play tomorrow's game right now. Isn't that how you feel after you win one like tonight? Let's just go right again.
I don't know, man.
Maybe
a big
not.
win like that, a cold beer is simply delicious.
Right.
Go.
Well, Ricky and I are on our way over. Just save it for us. All right, John. We'll check you tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Tomorrow.
John Kruk in the booth. Wild card standings up on the board. There, the Phillies.
By the way, he's running out of that booth right now if he thinks we're coming over there.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Well, unless we have Yingling and we're loggering up.
We will in a little bit.
Will in a little bit. Braves, and then the Phils, and the Padres holding the last spot. The Brewers and the Giants are outside looking
Braves
in.
are most likely going to win. They're up 7-4 in the top of the ninth inning. I just think the Phillies have put themselves in a nice situation in the last couple weeks. I mean, when was the last time we said that we're pretty happy about where they are right now and they continue to win? And that's something you need to do in the spot they're in, because now you're not looking up, you're looking behind you to make sure you keep those teams at bay. I think the San Francisco Giants have kind of fallen off a little bit back there, so that's one of the teams that you're starting to leave in your dust. And I guess step two is erase the Milwaukee Brewers.
You just talked about good piece of hitting. How much do you think they attacked Sandy Alcantara and the hitting outdid the pitching? How much of it was Alcantara fading at the finish?
I thought he was fading at the finish. I thought his ball started coming up in the zone. You watch early on, I thought the Philly, I didn't like the way they attacked him early on in the ball game. I think with Alcantara, what you want to do is work his pitch count. You saw his pitch count in the sixth inning at what? 50-something pitches. It's not exactly what you want to see if you're the Philadelphia Phillies. You want the bullpen of the Marlins to be in that game. And, you know, obviously I think Don Mattingly made a mistake in this game also. I think you got to take him out at some point in that eighth inning. I mean, he was getting belted around pretty good. His fastball was starting to elevate. He lost that movement on the outside part of the plate. And when that happens, that usually means the end of the pitcher at that point. Yeah. And it really was. It was the end of the line for him. He was giving up a lot of hard hit balls.
Last time the Phillies were 12-1 in a 13-game stretch, 2011, their last playoff appearance. I like it. How about the interim manager, who's 40-19? Here he is, Rob Thomson.
You guys, for the first 7 innings, how big is that win, given what you guys did there in the eighth?
Yeah, it's kind of similar to what we did over in Miami. You know, we got down early, and he was really throwing the ball well, and we just kept grinding. We had, really good at bats in the eighth inning. Just kept fighting. You know, the bullpen did a nice job. I know Bell gave up the one run, but Syndergaard fought through the first 6 innings and gave up some hard contact early. His ball was up a little bit, and then he started getting the ball down, really started to mix. So we just kept grinding away and finally broke loose.
You guys had been swinging early in the count against him all night, and it seemed to pay off there in the eighth inning, a lot of early count hits. Was that a strategy going into tonight?
Well, not necessarily, but we know he's going to throw a lot of strikes. And so you got to be ready for that heater, because it's 98 to 98, 99. You got to make sure you're ready for it. So we did a pretty good job on a really good pitcher, one of the best pitchers in baseball. So it was good.
Can you describe what the dugout's like as that rally is kind of going on?
Yeah, excitement, and I thought our crowd was outstanding tonight, and they got going, and especially when Reese came to the plate there, and I was down at the other end of the dugout, and I came running down. I said, "What happened?" And Cal said, "They're just excited." So it was good, So they got into it, and they fired the guys up.
Talk about battling and grinding. That double play, it almost looks like you're going to let a guy like that off the hook and then come back with 2 more hits. Just to say about the ball club.
Yeah. Brandon just got a little bit excited there and took a step towards the plate and couldn't get back. But again, they just kept fighting. Ballmer with a hit and JT big hit, and finally got it done.
So you guys have beaten Alcantara a couple of times now. You've had a little bit of success against Scherzer. There was the game in Milwaukee where you came back against Hader. Just the confidence level these guys have right now. Do they feel like it doesn't matter who's pitching? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I think they feel like if we keep grinding out at bats, eventually we got a chance to get to somebody. And the other part of the equation is that you feel like the bullpen is going to keep you right there. And they have. And when they do that, these guys, they just keep fighting and try to find a way. It doesn't happen every night, but it's happened a few times now. It's great.
What do you think of Syndergaard? It seemed like the final 2 innings were probably among his strongest.
Yeah, he started getting the ball down and really started mixing his pitches. Early in the game, he gave up some hard contact. We made some really nice plays. I thought we really played well defensively. A lot of dive plays, Bohm, Stott, Reese, the double play ball in the first inning with Castellanos making a great catch in right center. And so I thought he was up a little bit early, settled down, started getting the ball down, started getting a little bit weaker contact, and just grinded through it.
You got to put the ball on twice for Marsh.
Yeah.
He doesn't get it down, then he hits one up the middle for a single. At that moment, are you thinking, oh, like maybe something's going to happen?
Yeah, he looked a little bit uncomfortable trying to bunt there, so we took it off, and he came through. Thank you.